What's going on, guys? It's Instill here again to bring you a fault tutorial. I wanted to quickly go over all the characters and tell you that you can play certain characters in multiple lanes. If you're new to the game, this is a perfect video for you. I'm sure that a lot of you guys that are new have played in a game where people yell at you in chat, why are you doing this, why are you doing that? This should clear up a little bit of that confusion for you. I've been playing Paragon for several years. I've put a lot of time into Fault already. I'll tell you how you can play each character in what lane. If you guys need a breakdown on lanes, I could do another video on the different lanes if there's enough need for it. But for now, I'll just go over each character to keep this short and simple. Twin Blast, I would keep him only in duo lane. I wouldn't really play him anywhere else. He is in the duo lane. He's a good carry, has a lot of utility, but I wouldn't say he can play many other things. Gideon, he's made for mid. He's a caster. He can also play in solo lane, so don't think he can't. A lot of times you're going to go up against a Sevarog or a Greystone, maybe even a Boris in solo lane, a Kwang. Gideon can drop his rock and can scale pretty well against them if you can use them early game. Later game, though, the tankiness may be a problem, but I think that he can hold his own for sure. Kwang, definitely really good in a few different areas, mainly solo lane. Kwang can also jungle. I've seen Kwang mid. Some people like to do weird ability power Kwang, play him mid. He can also do support as he has his stun, his root with his sword. Muriel, you would typically only see her as a support, but I personally love playing her solo lane. It's really strong, really fast. She scales really well. She can ult to someone of her teammates if she's in trouble or if they're in trouble. She has her Q to slow and root. Her bubble does damage. I think that if you learn how to play her solo lane, you'll be pretty well off. Casters do fare decently well in solo lane. She can also play mid, but if you're going against Countess, you may have much of a harder time. Chimera was made for the jungle. I would really recommend you guys play him jungle. Typically, you don't see him going anywhere else, but I have seen him solo lane before, just not as often. Sevarog, on the other hand, he can play as a jungler or as a solo laner. He may scale a little better in solo lane, in my opinion, from playing him, but it's up to you. You typically don't see him in any other roles, although he could be a tanky support because he does have his root. Murdoch, typically you see him in the duo lane as a carry. I like playing him mid. If you can abuse the mid, get some picks, you can scale very well early. And if your carry is a Sparrow or a Twin Blast, you can have a lot of damage on your team. But to balance that out, I would recommend you play with either Sevarog, Boris, or Steel, being a tank. Kwang can also be in that category. Countess, I've seen people play her mostly mid. You can do solo lane, although her basic attacks could get you in trouble if you're going against someone really tanky. She does have her Q, which is a teleport, but you typically want to put her against someone who is squishy, or she can jungle. It's nice having her roam around, clearing jungle. She can quickly clear jungle after she hits level 8 to 10. And you can roam around and pick on a lot of the squishy characters. Bellica is one of my favorite characters. You can play her in solo lane. Typically, you'll find her in mid lane, but she can also do a support. Her knock-up and her right-click are pretty darn powerful. Her Void Bomb does take a lot of health from an enemy later game as you keep building her. I would recommend you play her mid or solo, though. That's where you're going to find her the most. A lot more common mid, though. Greystone. I've seen people play Greystone in solo lane more than I can count. He is one of the top played characters. I would recommend, if you're new to the game, Greystone is an amazing, amazing character for you to play to learn the game. His ultimate is a passive, and his ultimate does scale pretty well. It is a second life almost. You get half of your health back and you fly in after you are killed. Although the cooldown is pretty high, he's a good character to start off as. His Q has burning swords spinning around him, so he could be played in jungle as well. Greystone's pretty powerful. Narbash, typically you find him only support. He's pretty good. Sometimes if people are trolling or trying to do some really off weird builds, you could find him in the jungle or solo lane, but typically he is only a support. I'll keep that one short and sweet. He is one of the best supports though because of his toggle E heal and his right click thunk, which is a hard stun. Purist Steel, one of my favorite characters ever from Fault. He can be played support, he can be played solo lane or jungle. He has some of the hardest stuns in the game. Boris is a new hero. I've seen him in jungle a lot. I've seen him being played in solo lane as well. I feel like he's the most strong in jungle though. Similar to Chimera, his ganks are pretty heavy and he can pick up some big kills. So if you're gonna play Boris, I would recommend jungle, although you could build him for solo lane. He's just much stronger in the jungle. Last but not least, for Fault currently, we are at 0.2.0. Sparrow is on the list of characters that you can play, and I like Sparrow, but I think that she can really only do carry. I really don't see her playing solo lane. She's a little too squishy. She doesn't have any peel, really. You could play her mid lane, but she may get abused. She's just really squishy, so she does hit hard, and she scales well, but I would recommend just keeping her as an ADC. Well, guys, I hope that cleared up a little bit for you guys. There are a lot of characters that are coming to Fault soon, and I'm excited to maybe go over those characters with you. For now, this little guide should keep you on track with where you should put each character. If you guys do not know which lane is duo lane, which lane solo lane, what jungle is, there are plenty of Paragon videos out there that could get you on track with what is duo, what is solo, what is jungle, what is mid, how to play support. There are tons of videos out like that, specific for Fault. There's much content for my friends over at the Fault Discord. If you guys want to head over there, I can put a link in the description. It's a Strange Matter Studios Discord, so you guys can head over there and look at all of the partnered content that is dropped there, usually daily. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a good one, and if you like this video, then please consider subscribing or commenting on how you guys play each character. I want to know. All right, thank you.